So I just came back from the most amazing, incredible, soul-nourishing weekend, and I want to share 5 takeaways from my just amazing trip away. I went up to Mount Shasta, and so stay tuned for my 5 takeaways. This was my theme song for the weekend. Got in my car and I just drove north towards Mount Shasta. It was epic, it was amazing, and I'm excited to share some of my lessons. But first, I'm gonna sing to you. That's it, it's coming, it's coming. You can dance with me. Be the worst of your tomorrows. Whoa. Let's travel, be the one that you travel. Whoa. You're gonna break. Here's to the lives that you're gonna change. Alright, so that is song. I was, had the sunroof open and all the windows down and this song blasting and just feeling absolutely happy and filled and alive, and it was amazing. And I have some takeaways, and I'm going to share a little bit more about the trip. So I went up to Mount Shasta this weekend. I did a solo trip. Once in a while, at least once a year, I like to go just for some time and just be completely by myself and be off of my phone. And I had been feeling like I needed that sort of space and time for myself. And when the mountain calls, you go up to the mountain. I joke around that I love wearing dresses and heels, but I am so a mountain girl. Like, take me to the mountains, take me to the outdoors, and I am so at home. So I got to run up almost all the way up to the summit of Mount Shasta, and I'm the type of traveler that's like, ooh, trail, let's see where that goes. I know it makes some people who love me a little bit nervous, but hey. Okay. So, lessons and takeaways from my Shasta trip. The first one that I want to encourage you to do for yourself is to date yourself. I want you to think of the things that you would love that someone would do for you, or the things that you might be waiting on your hubby, on your boyfriend, on your sister, on whoever you think might give something like that to you. And you guys are gonna have a little bit of background noise because it's hot and I need to keep the windows open. So love yourself and date yourself, pamper yourself, take yourself out on that amazing adventure that you've been wanting to go on, and take care of yourself. The more we take care of ourselves also means the more we will be allowing for other people to provide that level of caring and loving for ourselves. And so I love adventure. Just for me, just the open road. I had no plans, just got in my car. I knew where I was gonna sleep for the night, but I knew nothing else. I just knew that I wanted to be on the mountain. I knew that I wanted to do a little bit of work, and it was epic. And so I gave to myself, and it felt so good because I know exactly what sets my soul on fire. And so I want you to go, if you have a notebook, take it out right now, and I want you for the next 5 minutes, for the next 10 minutes, just journal, put on some music that really pumps you up, that really connects you with yourself, and just write everything that you want in life, everything that lights you up, everything that makes you laugh, everything that makes you smile, everything that just makes your everything on the inside just feel like, yes, this is how I want to be living life. Yesterday, I was at this beautiful place in Mount Shasta where they have these mineral waters, and I was sitting on this bridge, and I don't know, there weren't that many people in town, and I basically had the entire place all to myself, and it was the most dreamy, incredible place. And I want you to give these sorts of experiences to yourself because you are worth it and you deserve it. And the first step to being able to do that is to know what it is that lights you up, what it is that, sets your soul on fire. And there's a quote that says, the universe will provide whatever you ask of it, so ask wisely. For you to receive what it is that you want, you need to know what it is that you want. So make that list. Please make that list. Do it for yourself, and then give yourself that love, give yourself that pampering, give yourself that cherishing that you so absolutely deserve. So number 1 is date yourself, love on yourself, pamper yourself, so then you can fill yourself up to goodness and wholeness from the inside out. I think you guys can probably tell I'm just like still radiating from such, it was so nice. Okay, number 2. Make time for silence and for a technology detox and just for relaxing. So we live such hectic and busy and crowded and these lives that have so much going on at all times, and silence is so precious. Just having time to be with ourselves, to be with nature. I know that being in nature is something that's super important to me. It's really important. So give yourself the treat, give yourself, make yourself feel special, because you are absolutely special, and give yourself the time and the space to reconnect with yourself, to take a book, go to the park, take a weekend like I did and just drive somewhere and then figure out what you're gonna do and don't have plans. That's the way I like to travel. Go down roads that you're like, oh shoot, my car wasn't made for these roads. And I don't know for you, but for me, the sense of adventure that comes with that is just like, whoops, I probably shouldn't be driving down this road, but we can turn back. From this trip, I decided I need to get myself a Jeep so I can drive down any road that I see that seems exciting. Next, I want you to say yes to adventure. So on my trip, I love that sense of adventure. So I was driving, I had the sunroof open, the windows open, I was just like feeling so absolutely alive. And that is what I get from adventure. And so say yes to adventure. I was running by myself on the mountain. My mom's probably freaking out right now. I was running by myself on a mountain, on a trail, of course. And this one is tied with one of the other points. You're never alone. I have traveled all over the world. I've traveled around Europe, China, Latin America, and the solo trips that I took as a woman traveling by herself. Many times I was nervous. This trip I was nervous. But you're never alone. It was so cool. I was running on the mountain, and then you see other runners, you see other hikers, you see other women traveling by themselves. And then as I was going up these trails that I had never been on, which I love that sense of novelty and not knowing what's happening, what's coming next. There was, I met a lady, and I saw these beautiful views. So this lady said, there's this awesome trail that's that way, and I was just like, okay, I should go back, but let's see what happens. And I want you to adopt the what if mentality. Like, let's see what happens. So maybe I won't get the job. Let's see what happens. Maybe she won't say yes to me asking her on the date. Let's see what happens. Maybe something won't happen, but let's see what happens. And so I said, let's see what happens, and I went on this trail that was just epic. It was amazing. It basically takes you up all the way to the top of the mountain, and it was breathtaking. It was incredible. It was so special. I'll post some pictures on my Instagram so you guys can see some of the pictures from the trip. It was so cool. So say yes to adventure. Know what say yes to the unknown. Get yourself outside of the comfort zone, because the most beautiful and amazing things, at least in my life, have happened for saying yes to something that I wasn't so sure about, and then it all worked out for the better. Not only for the better, it was like awesome, and I would have missed out so much had I not said yes to epicness and to adventure. Next point is you're never alone. So I already said that, right? So I went traveling by myself, And I've done a lot of solo trips. So ladies, you're not alone. I met some other ladies that were traveling by themselves on the trails. There was this older lady, she must have been 70 something. And she was just like, you know, a little hiking, little hat and like hiking sticks and just on, you know, on her own by herself doing her thing. I thought it was so cool. So you're never alone. I remember traveling around Europe when I lived there. I lived in Paris and I lived in the Netherlands. And when I lived in the Netherlands, what I would do is every Friday I would jump on a train. And this train, sometimes I didn't even know where it was taking me. I would just like have a place to sleep and, you know, figure it out. Oh my God, that for me is life. That for me is living. I live for that. And so I remember many of these trips were completely by myself, and I was traveling around these different countries with different languages. Once I jumped on a train for 2 weeks without having like a real plan. Sometimes I didn't even have a place to sleep. I was never alone. I remember one trip I was going to Croatia, and you know, like the train was stopped, and you know, we were having a hard time getting to the city that we needed to get to. And I've met such amazing people on this Shasta trip. You know, I stayed over at an Airbnb, and I had breakfast and, you know, had morning conversations with people who lived in this beautiful house. And they told me about all these other hikes that I have to go on, and I'm so excited to go on, and places where I could, you know, go camping. And you know, the people that I met on the trails. And then there was this sweet old man. I was parallel parking, and he was like, "Young lady, that was so impressive. If I had an award, I would give you this award for parallel parker, like female parallel parker ever." So just give yourself the gift of saying yes to adventure. It will be enriching to your life. I know that it is to mine, and just so many amazing memories. You know, die not with wishes, but with memories. And the last point, and I've already talked about this, is choose yourself. Keep choosing yourself over and over. And choosing yourself doesn't mean that you don't say yes to your family, to your loved ones, to your kids, to your husband, to your work, but it means you choose yourself, and so you are able to give to yourself all that you want and that you desire. And then when you show up for all of these other obligations, for all of these other things that are so important to you, you have the best you to give, because you are giving to yourself. You're choosing yourself every day, and it is a practice. And choosing yourself means being kind to yourself, celebrating yourself. Again, there was another video that I made that when you walk by the mirror, be like, "Damn, you look hot today, baby." Do silly things, make yourself laugh, choose yourself. What is life if not to be enjoyed and to be lived? And whose responsibility is it for you to be happy? Newsflash, it is not your parents, it is not your partners, it is not your friends, it is not anybody's responsibility. Your happiness is your own responsibility. Your life is your own responsibility. And so I want you to take charge and to say, yes, my life is my responsibility. My happiness, my health, my wholeness, my financial abundance, all of these things, it's my responsibility at the end of the day. And I can have partners, and I can have mentors, and I can have people, but at the end of the day, how I respond to life, how I show up to life, the meaning that I give things, all of these things, the end result, whether you choose to have a resourceful state, an unresourceful state, whether you choose happiness, or you choose to, you know, to just like sit and be sad about this thing that happened and just like wallow in it for like hours and hours and days, that's a choice. And I am inviting you to choose a life that sets your soul on fire. I am inviting you to choose yourself, because we get one life. I think I keep saying this over and over. And it's amazing if we take the responsibility to make it amazing. It can give us so much. The universe wants to give you everything that you desire, but you have to know what it is that you want, and you have to commit to giving that to yourself first. So love yourself, pamper yourself, take care of yourself, date yourself, give yourself some time away from technology, give yourself some time in nature, say yes to adventure, and say yes to yourself. Luz Gonzalez here with you. Subscribe to my channel, go to my Facebook page. I'm able to post more things on Facebook than on Instagram. So I'm both on Instagram and on Facebook, so follow me on both. Also, I am taking some clients for coaching, high performance coaching. So if you're looking for a coach, talk to me. There will be more goodies coming your way. And I will catch you next time. Until then, live with your soul on fire.